Hi, so I was thinking of putting forward an analysis of the situation that we are in. And after my many videos on this whole manosphere versus traditionalism affair, I sought to put forward a positive argument about how the system works and how the association of traditionalism with liberalism has affected and formed the society that we are living in. The analysis is kind of Hegelian, and while it does not require much assumptions, it is still worthy because it contains insights that pretty much explain what we see. So there are three ways that are perhaps the most important in which this a sort of gender friction can be understood. And this whole argument revolving around feminism and egalitarianism can be better realized to be impactful, because otherwise one could be easily deluded into thinking that these are some specific ideological positions and do not have a more basic and general content to them. So the three ways that we will talk about will consist of three facts and how these facts are harmonized with the ideologies of the two most powerful groups in the political society. And it must be understood that even for a normal person, he has both of these minds working together. He has a traditional mindset and he has a liberal mindset. So a same person can have this discussion in his head too. So let's look into it and try to understand it. The first obvious difference is a difference between the strength. It is the fact that men are stronger than women. Now, this fact needs to be actualized in a certain way in the society while taking care of any issues arising of this fact. So traditionalists would often argue that for this reason women need to be protected, and this is what would affirm them, otherwise they would live in constant state of fear. If we imagine a scenario in which women are left, let's say in a forest, unable to fend for themselves, of course they would not be able to affirm themselves. They would be running, they would be scared, and they would be just trying to save their lives. Their affirmation requires their protection, and then only a woman can truly blossom. Liberals, on the other hand, believe that women need to be affirmed to be protected. Of course, there are men who protect women, but that is on the terms of the man, liberals argue. If we affirm women, then we just have women deciding what should their protection look like. And in that case, they will have the power. Both the groups want to protect the woman, or that is what they say. So they both agree on it. The difference is how to do it. And here they both combine together. And this is what we see with our eyes when we look at the society. A sort of interesting juxtaposition of the two views. In this sense, you will notice that in the society that we have, women are still protected. There are a lot of women-only spaces. There are a lot of other ways in which any attack on women is treated way worse than an attack on a man, and both by the traditionalists and the liberals. And a man, on the other hand, does not get any benefit of being strong except of being put to use in other ways in the society, especially in more dangerous jobs or in more dangerous situations. The second thing to go towards is parenthood. It is a fact that women bear the children in the womb. Traditionalists take this to mean that women are great because motherhood is a burden. And liberals argue that motherhood is a burden, so women are great. In that sense, both agree that motherhood is a burden. However, traditionalists try to overvalue or value motherhood to an extent in order to show the value of the woman. And the liberals show that because motherhood is a burden, any effect or any sacrifice that is caused by the woman to such an extent is already something that they are providing to the society in such a sense that it is a benefit that the society accrues by the sacrifice of the woman. Both of these groups, because they believe that motherhood is a burden, arrive at a similar point and synthesize into what we have right now, which is basically a form of kind child sacrifice. Abortion is a child sacrifice, and kind, basically, it is an attempt in order to appeal to the woman to be kind, to be more kind towards her children, rather than just arguing that it is a murder. It is murder. It is killing of an innocent being, and hence what they are doing is worse than or equal to actual murder, which basically would be the worst normal crime that philosophers say is present in our society. The third is obviously sex. It is a fact that women are the object of desire and men are the subject. Traditionalists use this fact to argue that on this basis we can easily observe that men exploit women for their lust, and the liberals argue in a similar vein that women are dissuaded from benefiting off their sexualities. Both agree that women are the object of their desire in a sexual relationship. The difference is the emphasis on men being the subject, because men are the subject. In case of the traditionalists, the belief is that they might harm the woman and they might make the woman the object of their lust in an immoral sense. While for the liberals, the argument is that because men are the subject and women are the object of desire, that is how they can gain extra benefits. But they are dissuaded because the sexuality of a woman is something that men wish to control, because it is the object of their desire. In that sense, what you have resulting in the West is a virtuous whorehouse. Basically, a whorehouse in which you have all sorts of nudity, sexuality, and all sorts of absurdity on display, promoted without a shred of a curtain over it, amidst a backdrop of some sort of virtuous atmosphere that prevents and fights against the objectification and sexualization of these women. In these three senses, you see that these two ideologies combine, and what we see as a result is nothing short of the logging in behavior that is caused by the two viewpoints that agree on a fundamental basic principle, which they derive from the fact, and the synthesis of what they believe should be done about it.